Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is a video following up on the drama that has happened recently, since it's gotten out of hand once again, and I'm also concerned there will be false allegations coming towards me and a friend soon, so this is to prevent that. I'm making a full video to get the whole story in and to prove some allegations wrong. Before watching, please read this community post before so to understand. Trigger warning. There will be very sensitive topics in this video, such as grooming, abusive relationships, manipulation, gaslighting, peer pressuring, etc., suicide/suicide threats, mentions of eating disorders and mental illness, all that. Please proceed with caution. So this is all about my ex, Koi, she/they pronouns, and everything they've done. There's a high chance they're a groomer and a very manipulative and dangerous person to be around. There will be proof to stand for those things. This video is hopefully going to give a clear warning to stay away from this person. So let's start. A little after my community post was posted, Astra, my friend, and I had an idea to get into contact with Koi to talk it out, since we wanted honest answers to some things. Disclaimer. To summarize a bit of the community post, Astra dated Koi before Koi and I dated, and they were most likely also groomed and manipulated too. And yes, I know grooming wasn't mentioned in the community post, because we just realized this recently. So Astra and I messaged them, asking to talk it out, and we were ignored for a bit, at least a week and a half, which wasn't too surprising at the time. However, eventually Koi finally reached back out to us, saying they would talk. Astra and I came in with no ill will. We just wanted honest answers. That's all we asked from Koi, that they would cooperate and be honest/not lie. So once Koi was added to a group chat with Astra and I, we started asking some questions. Some aren't very relevant to this specific situation, pretty much just other lies Koi told over the years with Astra and I, but one of the questions was a test. Since Koi admitted before that they faked dissociative identity disorder, but said they still had one alter, supposedly named Donnie, I asked if it was true Donnie existed, even though Astra and I already knew it was a lie. How? I just assumed it was based off of how did forms. There's usually more than one headmate/alter at that point, especially at Koi's age. Here's the screenshot of me asking, Koi answering, which was a lie, and Astra calling them out. That was one of the first questions I asked to them, and they lied that fast. P.S. Koi did apologize for what they did, but it seemed rushed and not genuine. So back to questions. We asked Koi about their supposed eating disorder and AuDHD, autism and ADHD, diagnosis, and they said that they actually were diagnosed with an eating disorder, but the AuDHD was a lie, but they said they were self-diagnosed and getting evaluated. They also said they still didn't know the name of their eating disorder. So more questions came in on the AuDHD subject, and Koi's story got very suspicious very fast. I don't even know how to explain how weird it was. So here are the screenshots where you can very clearly see Koi's story is suspicious AF and doesn't sound legitimate. Quick disclaimer, the profiles with the label bot or app at the end of it aren't actually bots. They're my headmates using a Discord bot for systems/people with DID. But because of Discord's bots management, they can't remove the app/bot. A few things I find weird is how Koi didn't really acknowledge or apologize for literally cheating on Astra, and also how they say they need to see a psychiatrist for the AuDHD assessment, because you don't see psychiatrists for those kind of psychology assessments. You see psychologists and then possibly a psychiatrist after for ADHD medication. The difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist is a psychiatrist can prescribe medication, while a psychologist can't. And psychologists often run better and more advanced tests than psychiatrists. Koi also claimed they have been self-diagnosed for the meantime until the assessment for months. When they first brought up they were autistic was almost 9 months ago. They would have at least done part 1 of the test if they were on a wait list. That's why I think it's a lie. Moving on to the next part, the grooming, massive trigger warning for just gross stuff. Koi is older than both Astra and I by almost 3 years. I won't say anyone's age for privacy, but to still be specific and not make anyone uncomfortable, Koi is more on the older teenager's side while Astra and I are technically on the younger side. Koi would pressure both of us to do really sexual things while in a relationship with both of us. One of my headmates, Dagger, witnessed Koi try to pressure Astra into moaning on a call, even after Astra said no, and you could fully tell they were uncomfortable. I could tell by Astra's voice that they were uncomfortable. I was under a bad influence, Koi manipulating me, to tell them to cut it out, but I did go silent and not encourage it for Astra's respect. I guarantee it happened and Koi was trying to force Astra to do that. Koi would also say a lot of weird things, and even when we weren't dating yet, I witnessed it a lot when Astra and Koi were together. Koi would constantly talk about wanting to fuck them, sexualize pictures of them, etc. etc. And if Astra didn't reply the way Koi wanted them to or dodge what they said, because they were uncomfortable, Koi would always say something like do it or you hate me. They used that a lot on me too. Except with me it was a little different. When we were dating, Koi found out I'm hypersexual and basically took advantage of that. They made things really sexual really fast. I warned Koi before that I can't properly tell people when I'm uncomfortable because of past trauma, and they knew that. They made me, and probably Astra too, trust them and then manipulate us to doing what they wanted. They would also try to get me to send NSFW pictures at times. They tried to pressure it a lot, but luckily I never sent them anything. Moving on to the next thing. I had contact info of a friend who knew Koi IRL and Astra wanted to message them to warn them about Koi. I'll call the friend C, they slash them, again for privacy. After Astra told C everything, they completely agreed what Koi did was unacceptable, especially about the racist slurs and faking disorders, mentioned in community post, because C is black and has autism. So C made a plan to confront Koi in real life about it. Sometime and just recently Astra and I heard back about what Koi said. Basically they took everything they to Astra and I and flipped it around so they looked like the victim of the abuse. This is what C said Koi said when C confronted them about everything, the racist slurs, faking did, autism, etc., along with the grooming and manipulation. Luckily I have proof to prove what most of what they said wrong. Starting with number 1, the edited screenshots. No screenshots were edited. What was said was the truth. The only way they were edited in was to blur/black out minor things. To the second thing, Koi said that I was the one who groomed them. You have my word that I have never groomed Koi or anyone. I never manipulated Koi into doing sexual things. As said before, it started when they found out I'm hypersexual. There is literally no evidence that Koi has that I manipulated and groomed them. If they do I'd like to see it. Unfortunately I don't have screenshots of when they forced things to get really sexual since it was on a call, at the beginning of it, but I do have screenshots of Koi trying to pressure me into doing things they wanted. Moving on to third and fourth false accusation, there's no proof needed for this. Astra and I didn't lie about anything, nor either of us are faking autism. There's literally no evidence that we are, and that's just something Koi made up to again, twist it around to make it look like we did stuff they actually did. Fifth accusation.